everybody. Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. In case you didn't get to see the last video, I believe this is part 5. We cloned Jeb, and this is clone Jeb, Jebediah J. Kerman, and says here he was born 2 weeks ago, so quite interesting because we've only had a couple of things. So this will work. I'm actually recording this ahead of time so that during the week of Christmas I can go in and post this up, which I've also decided I'm going to record the other half. Oh wait, I'm making time go, so we're going to go ahead and do this. It really is quite an interesting day. Also, I was recording this kind of during, well, not, let me rephrase that. I am recording this during a Myrtle Beach area tornado warning, which, if anybody knows, the coast doesn't normally get tornado warnings. Where are you going? Jeb's doing the same thing as last time. He's tilting it too much. Pull up on the stick, you dodo. And of course, gotta redo this. My computer slowed down because I'm recording, so it's also having extreme brain farts. So, yeah, traditionally I would pause the video so that you guys wouldn't be able to see this part, but you kind of need to see what's going on. The first person that we had test this was the president, which is Bill Kerman, and it's pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys can hear the same audio I can. I might actually need to set up the audio so that it can be recorded. But a wonderful ship, isn't it? Like always, I put it way up here. But this time, it was made completely separate. This time, I've decided that I'm going to have these break off. I tried putting these on the inside. The legs here become too long. They're not too long, I'm sorry. They're too short. So this, if I were to try and land it like on the moon or something, it would crash directly into it. This way, I have a little bit more ability. These were actually put on here kind of in case I screwed up and I had to break something. It would be easier for me just to launch those off, and they would be able to land on the ground. Actually, I need to rename this. So, I noticed that no one has really came up with some pretty good ideas yet onto what I should name some of these ships, and I know I didn't ask anybody to, so I'm going to call this Shippy. And Mach 1. Not K, NK 1. And, but if you would like for me to create a certain type of ship, then go right on ahead and tell me the name that you would like for me to use. And if at all possible, make a video on how you built it. I'll try my best to build it the same way. So, if you have a pretty good idea as to a pretty good ship that might fly, then please, just by all means, send it to me. The worst thing I'll do is I'll screw it up and you'll get to yell at me. So, but yeah, we're right now in the middle of a tornado warning, so hopefully we won't actually get one. I personally don't like tornadoes. So, but yeah, if I lose internet, it'll be a little bit more trouble. So yeah. Also, a lot of people have been telling me that they want to see some of my Minecraft videos, but they're no longer available to anybody, not even to myself. I went on ahead and got rid of them, and there's no way for me to bring them back. So I have to re-record them, and I haven't went into Minecraft yet. So this will be kind of interesting because after this, I plan on making a Minecraft video. So, and again, Jebediah's in control. So we're pretty good with our setup. Now we'll release those. Power up, press G. That way everybody's got power. And here we go. Press G again and launch. That way as they're closing up, we're gaining power. Launching up a little bit faster because there's less wind resistance. So we're going to be able to more or less control it. This time, however, I'm not going to try and change the nav ball direction until we get right about here if I can. Naturally, it's going to try and turn this way, but I want it to turn this way. That way I can get it to go on out. It is a little hard. And in the last video, I did take out some of the stuff that they had wrote here in a picture that the Kerbals had posted here. Those are actually not part of the game itself. It's actually part of a add-on mod that I can't remember the name of it, but it assisted in me posting whatever I wanted. Similar to how other people like Enter Elysium is able to speak as a Kerbin. It's similar processes. Different programs allow for different things. But that was kind of something that I was hoping to get. And there we go. And we're tilted a little. We're going to kind of walk. I know we are, so. Power down, release. Also, I am going to be trying to make a plane. Now that I actually remembered that I have all this battery power on here, the entire purpose was so that I could just go on ahead and get all this. I'm actually trying to get to the desert, and if I can get up at least 91 nights, I might be able to do it. However, that does mean that I'm going to be really, really aggravated because there's going to be a lot of power that's going to be needed. Now, and traditionally we have 1650, which is a pretty good amount, especially for what we're doing. I have an extremely small engine on the back of a extremely long thing, and of course we're on the wrong dang side, so we've already bypassed what the heck we were supposed to bypass. And we're going up again. We should be going sideways, and of course the game would lag out at this particular time as we're doing this. So traditionally, I believe last time I was able to there's no wings, nothing to keep me above the atmosphere, so I gotta kind of force it to do what I want it to do. Which is kind of aggravating because last time I played this, I had on the infinite fuel cheat that was already inside the game. You get a hold of that by doing Control Alt F12. If you have a laptop and it says FN where the start key should be, or beside the start key, press that as well, and then Control Alt, and F12. Otherwise, you won't be able to access anywhere from F1 all the way up to F12. Those keys will become unable, and you'll be accessing the equipment of your computer. I think I showed these two, but I keep saying that's never a good sign. It means I'm not educated. So dang. Right now we're again with the I'm losing it, people. We're at the Apple Axis, which basically is a good place to start. Chippy Mach 1, Apple Axis is in 9 minutes, so yeah. Traditionally, what we'd be wanting to do is, in order to get to the desert, you can see that there's two flags here. One was distance from, and that was from the flight. The first flight I did off camera. And the reason why I did it off camera was kind of because I was an idiot. I used a single stage rocket and used the cheat to get over there. Once I got over there, I was aiming for the mountains. So instead, I crash landed quite literally into the ground, and so I started walking, hoping I could walk there. I mean, it didn't look that far. Started walking. The second flag marks where I stopped. First flag marks where I fell. It says flight successful because I landed when I tried to launch off. I blew the rocket to smithereens. So now we're kind of hoping that this rocket, which is where it was a two-stage rocket, is now a single-stage rocket, will hopefully get there. If not, then hopefully it'll land on this side. Most people would be panicking. I'm not really panicking yet. How about that? It actually didn't do that. Okay. I can always, with a little bit of practice. By practice, I mean, no, brakes. There we go. That way it's kind of more or less evened out. We don't want to tilt it down too dang much, otherwise the Apple Axis will go ballistic on us. And so yeah. When you look at this, it actually kind of does look like an arc. We unfortunately we did bypass the Apple Axis, so the Apple Axis is dropping because of our stupidity. So we are essentially going to be landing, hopefully in the mountains. It's not really no big deal. It's just that if I lose these rockets or the rocket, it just means that I won't be able to land like I want to. So the entire objective is to slow us down as much as I can. So we need to cut the power and switch us over so that we're going to be facing the right way. There we go. We've gonna kind of, don't know what that noise was, but on my the flight successful flag that everybody saw, it actually was a pretty good thing. And I also learned a very important fact from the first time I actually played this on my laptop. If you open up the legs of, if you have landing legs on anything, rocket, plane, doesn't matter. If you have the legs, you can open them and it'll take airflow, like normal physics. You open up something going at a high rate of speed, anything that comes off, if it's strong enough, well, it does a wind barrier and cut the speed. We're steadily dropping, and I can actually slow us down even more, but it's pretty funny. I landed the first time without any of this, without any of it. So it's actually pretty cool. I will tell you that it is a pain in the rear because you actually have to stay right in the center of this. Otherwise, you don't slow down. You actually speed yourself up in your descent. So, and you can't just go right here because the moment you go right here, it stops. So normally I just say stop right here. There we go, and then I cut power at 104. Now we're going to pick up speed, which is bad. So we're going to give it just a little bit more of the rocket power, just enough to kind of slow down the numbers raising. What it's going to do is when the winds catch in parachutes, they're going to immediately catch. It's going to grab as much atmosphere as possible, and we're going to cut the power to the thing, which is going to put all weight upward. hopefully, with any luck, we won't lose the bottom part. And if we do, it's going to be really, really bad. So, traditionally, we're going to land on the side of a damn mountain. So, if memory serves, that can actually slow us down to where we're not even moving anything. So, which in that case, that would mean that the parachutes don't work, but that's fine. It just means it'll take us a little bit longer. And no, the moment I remove power, we're definitely going to hit the side of a mountain, which is actually going to help us out. Reserve Mineral Bay, because we didn't do that earlier, and because we're fits on land, it won't really matter anyhow. So, forming new and interesting color combinations, which is actually new, while flying at Kerbin. Okay, so that's completely different. Oop, don't want that one. We want this one. There we go. And we're going to do the Cree report. Mountains rise up out of the ground. On Kerbin, they seem much smaller from way up here. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and broadcast that because that'll be 3.5. We're only 3,600 and something meters above the ground, which I don't know what the correct conversion of that to American standard. Yeah, instead of metric, it'll be standard. So yeah, I don't know what the conversion thing is for it to be over to standard, which is America. To anyone who doesn't know. But as anyone should know, if you want to become a scientist, you have to reset the bay and then review data. You have to know metric. Like, if somebody says it's 32 degrees Fahrenheit outside, you have to know immediately that it's 0 degrees Celsius. And the entire purpose of that is that Fahrenheit was created after Celsius, because Celsius said that 0 was freezing. And Fahrenheit, somebody with the last name Fahrenheit and somebody with the last name Celsius, that's how we got Fahrenheit and Celsius. America uses Fahrenheit, the rest of the world uses Celsius. And it's really cool. We're actually going to be sliding if I don't break something on this trip. So. Don't break. Please don't break. Please don't break. Please don't break. Please don't break. Oh shit. Oh man. Well, we lost it. Damn. So, oh. Oh! Dang. Crew report on your current situation. Are you alright? Alright, now that right there is going to take up the last little bit of fuel. And of course, stuff's exploding around us. So. Alright, we were able to get that there. Jebediah, you're going to have to EVA. Jeb! Stay safe, Jeb! Careful, man! Careful! EVA report. This is the most precarious thing. Okay, well, looks like Jeb is going to be on a roll. I think he is actually on a roll. This is pretty cool. Because Jebediah is on a roll on an extremely steep mountain, which makes no sense. I mean, mountains in all their glory. Oh, shit. I think that Jeb's going to die. What's really bad is I don't even know what speed we're going at. I wish they would actually put, like radios, or not radios, but antennas on the suits, because with the radios or antennas on the suits, it'd be more like NASA and how they did it, because NASA didn't require uh, the spaceship in order to communicate. They were able to do it just like that. They could go, hey, look, NASA, we have a problem. Or, hey, Houston, when there's a huge problem, we just blew 5 engines. It don't matter. But in Kerbal Space Program, we have to go back to the ship, which means I had to climb up this very steep mountain all the way up to, I think it was 3,100 and something. And we're going to be going downhill the whole way until we hit ground. And judging from how we're surviving now, that won't be that far. As a matter of fact, these are actually the first mountains you have to overcome when you're going towards the desert. Doop. And of course, Jebediah, being Jebediah, will probably not survive this. And if that is the case, yeah, because he hasn't stopped moving, I can't retrieve him yet. So he has information that I need. Yes! Jeb! Jeb? Take surface sample. The surface is more barren, snow, dirt, and rocks. You're very confident that if you look in it, you'll find more dirt and rock. Okay. Hey, Jeb. Jeb. Careful, Jeb. Watch your head, Jeb. Where's a flag? Oh, there it is. Bloop. Plant a flag. It's actually kind of interesting how you just fell down, what was it, 1,000 something meters without breaking his skull open. That's pretty good. Pretty good day in the neighborhood, Jeb. Oh yeah, I have. Oops. Alright. Okay, just so that everybody knows, that was actually Jeb telling me what to write, and there is a lot of debris up there. Right there is the rocket, so it does work, it does not work. Okay. We get a little bit of science off of him. I think we're at 61 science, but we need like 91. So with any hope, we will be able to do what we need to do. Again, it's not responding, and I tried it without having the recorder on, and it still does the same thing. Let's see, we got 14.6, so we're at 87, which put us at a pretty good amount. 9.0 just from the mountains. Dang. Alright, next job. That was just from Jebediah Kerman, who is unaware that his other self is leader of the Shadow Wolf Corporation, and we are the Kerbal Republic. Yeah. Landed at Kerbin. Recover. Because we're not going to get much from it. Okay, recovered the ship that survived. We get 0 science off of it because nobody was in it. Test flight, rocket flight, flight successful, distance from, and finished era. Okay, we have this. So I believe, we have a lot of debris, so. Yeah. This is all from the same thing, so I won't bore you with doing all of this. So yeah, I'll just do that some other time, and yeah. I have to tell you, Southern sweet tea is one of the tastiest things I have ever had. Honestly, I can't tell you why. It's just so good, but it is so good. And if you ever get a chance and you're in South Carolina, like Mark has been a few times, ask for Southern Sweet Iced Tea. You won't be upset with it. It is just perfect in every which way you go. Okay, on a side note, this flight we are going to go where no Kerbin has ever gone before. We're going to go north to the North Pole. We're going to go visit Santa. So, if you were wondering, we're going to go visit Santa. So, we want new. I don't know why it does this. New just takes away everything that we put in there, and I can easily slide it over and just like that have it all back up. But it's going to do its own thing. So, you mind letting me get what I want? Thank you. And we're going to take this fuel tank because I know this one will work. Before I actually just took this one and took it straight up there, I know that I believe it's 3 or 4 of these will get me there. So we're going to go with 3, and we're going to go with the pretty low power. This is actually this is the second one you get. So we're going to go with this one. And we're definitely going to put an antenna on this. Fail. Okay. Because we know what's going to happen immediately after this. I never actually understood this part right here, okay. I can take this, I can move it down here, okay. If I were to re-put these back on there, they would put them right down here. And it makes absolutely no sense. I mean, seriously, if you're going to create something like this, and you don't want it to be destroyed, you most certainly would not put it all right there. Sorry, I just went off on a tangent. My brain was thinking one thing, and I'm talking about something else entirely, so. All because I clicked over there. Perfect. Now, traditionally, I would say that this is going to be very, very bad, but I'm not going to say anything because the plan is that I'm actually going to get this down on the ground before I go anywhere else. Alright. Now, my mouse is actually pulling up to the top of the screen, so if you see it and you're like, what is going on? It is quite literally just my mouse being my mouse. So. Trying something. Is it shift? No. Alright, so it's alt. Yeah, alt copies. And if you already knew that, don't panic. Again, I've only been playing this for a little while. I mean, yes, I did play it on another console, quote unquote, but I am usually a console player, so. But I think I also figured out a way to show you. I don't know why the hell I just did that. But yeah. And this is actually going to be going someplace. Because this right here is the fun part. Oops. What? Oh my god. See, this is the reason why I always love lag. We're gonna move it up to right about that. There we go. Perfect. Just for the good of it. Peace. Two legs will actually make you fall, so I would traditionally not advise it. But, yeah, this is pretty funny. I've already clipped this once. So, can I please rotate this without having to click it? Please? I mean, I can tell you right now that there is nothing wrong with my computer. What? Why doesn't that work? I mean, seriously. Are you serious? What the hell? This is actually kind of aggravating because my computer is hating these parts. Yes. Okay, now all we have to do is just survive. Are you bloody serious? Here we go. Originally I was going to put these up here where these batteries were and just let it be like that. So, which I might actually do that. Hold on a sec, guys. And this will be the polar laundry with two L's. How about we just do polar lander because I can't remember how to spell launder. There we go. That's how you spell launder. Da 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 da. And I forgot to save it. Crazy me. Oh well. We still have internet. Computer's slowing down because it's getting a little warm. But let's see, I watch Markiplier, PewDiePie, which is actually kind of cool. I wouldn't exactly say it. I'm part of his Bro Fist group, but I think he is pretty cool. I like Mark, and I'd have to say Minx, Cry, and Lord Minion the best. I haven't subscribed to Bob's channel mainly because I can't remember what his thing is. So, I mean, I would love to play with Mark and them, but I highly doubt that I ever will. So, and there is no control on this. There is no inner wheels. It's basically just a few extra parts, and that's it. So, prepare for launch and fire. Now, Jebediah, I mean, you both know how to fly a ship, okay? We both know this. So, getting extremely close to the monitor to find out if we're actually going up or down. And we are going at a massive speed of 180 meters per second. So now we're in the 190s, and we're steadily going at the same pace. Unfortunately, we are not going very well. So we're just gonna try and stop it right about here, because we'll be at a 45-degree angle, which means that we'll be gaining altitude as well as we'll be gaining speed, because we'll be cutting through the atmosphere rather than having to fight it. And I forgot to put on the piece, just in case I broke every damn thing. So of course the bottom's going to come up first. We're going to land on our heads anyhow. So I'm just going to go on ahead, and when we go to parachute down, because this isn't enough rockets. I can't remember who oh yeah, it was Inner Elysium that I saw that landed up on the polar caps. So this is the Polar Lander Mark 1, and we're out of fuel. So, poosh. And as you can see, we immediately go with our butt up in the air. I mean, we are going to just crash. Well, not really crash. I mean, it may rip part of this entire thing off. So we need to go back to the vehicle assembly so that we can add more fuel and a separator. Which I won't bother you guys with having you guys watch it. So I'm going to try something. I'm going to go on ahead and kill the video for a few seconds and fix it. And I'll put it back on the launch pad and you guys can all watch it with me. If you like it, leave it. You can leave a like, or, well, likes would actually help. A comment below whether or not you like it. Also, I don't know if how many people are actually able to see what I'm able to see. So most of the time I actually am trying to record everything, and I don't always succeed. I'll be the first one to tell you that. I do not always succeed. I try all the dang time, but I hardly ever succeed. Again, like I said, I actually had a brain fart. Luckily, I don't have to worry about it too much, because when I separate off the other one, we're going to be landing at such a correctional angle, that it's not really going to matter, because the way that this is planned out is we're going to literally land on our butts. We're going to just float, and then once we're in, we're going to lift it off at night. So originally, I would say that we are pretty much screwed. Jebediah launch, and of course, nothing worked. So we're going to go back to launch, that way we don't have to mess with any vehicle assembly nuts. This is supposed to launch, and I don't know why it doesn't. Because I didn't press... Excuse me, I didn't press the spacebar, which is how you go to the next stage. I don't know if I've told how many people that or whatever, but that's how you do it. But I didn't press it this time, and I just pressed G and Shift to power up the engines. That does not sound very good. Okay. Repeat. G. Jeb. G. Get rid of the gear. Alright, there we go. Press R and T. Launch. Oh. Oh, okay, I see. Alright, launch. And because we are a little bit longer, I actually have tried this before, and it does not usually work. I'm not usually able to gain height and speed the way that I want. So, of course, once I launch off of this, we're going to immediately do something else entirely. There is no rockets on this, so hopefully we will land like I'm wanting us to. Worst case scenario, we land out in the middle of the ocean somewhere. So, and we are looking at this a little wrong. We're actually supposed to be looking at directly behind it, but of course camera angles are always off slightly. So and there we go. Hopefully with the 45-degree angle that we're trying to go for, we should be able to alright, right there. Okay. We should be able to get closer to the polar regions than we were before. Of course, it's going to be really nice if we can make it all the way there with just as one, uh, with 450 liters, I'm going to say, of fuel getting us there. I really hope so. I know that I could change out all these tanks for the other tanks which contain more fuel, but I would only have, let's see, there's 6 on there, so I'd have to put 3 on there just to get the same amount, but it would be a little bit shorter, but it would contain the same amount of fuel. So in theory, that would be a safer route. So I can tell you right now that we are going pretty good. We're actually may have a chance of getting it there, so I probably will change out the tanks, and we'll try again if we don't make it. But the way that this is supposed to go is we're supposed to actually release the nets. We'll be releasing the tanks, so there will be debris up there. Unfortunately, we'll be littering, and we're going to release the tanks, and we're going to land on the pod. And at night, like right now, we'd be lifting it up. I'd press G and engage all the gears, and it would lift us up off the ground, where that way the cold wouldn't be zapping us. And of course, all of the electricity is up on us, so we don't have to worry about that too much. Wrong thing. Oh, yeah, right there. Now, just as a little bit of an idiotic, no, okay. I was gonna say, and of course, alright, so in other words, what I need to do is change out the tanks for the other tanks. Of course, we will not be landing like this. We'll actually be landing up a whole lot further. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to revert the flight back to the vehicle assembly and cut feed just long enough for me to fit that. Well, actually, you know what? I can wait till next episode, I think. I don't think that's that long. I think that we did a pretty good job. So, if you liked what you saw today, please like, comment, submit, and join. Subscribe, I think is what they put it. And we'll be changing out these tanks here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there's 5. So if I put 3 tanks on there, there'll be more tanks than there was before. So, but if you like what you saw here, then please like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, I could have just done this in the beginning. And well, we'll see what this rocket can do next time. So maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I really want to end the feed yet. I know that one of these tanks is extremely hard to spell out, and I'm putting on the same wing a little bit longer actually, with no real controls. So this actually looks kind of weird. So Polar Lander MK.2. Alright. Now let's launch. Oh boy. I just realized this. When you only have 3 legs on there, it lifts it up in a triangle position, but when you have 4 on there, it actually keeps it where it's pretty square looking. So when it lifts up the ground, even if one leg goes out, it still kind of has something going on there. So I may just put an extra leg there anyways, because hopefully with the way that we're landing, we're not going to topple over. But of course, we're not going to engage the legs until we're around nighttime. So, and because I don't have electricity yet, I can't, or I don't have lights yet, light bulbs onto the rockets, I can't land and then immediately press G because I won't know what I'm on. I'll know that I'm on ice, but I won't know what type of ice. And hopefully eventually I'll create a rover where I can send up there. Yeah, this right here is what we're supposed to be looking at. So alright, G, and again it does that. This is why I hate. I mean, I'm serious. I hate this. These rockets here are just gonna fall. Okay, point blank, they're gonna burst into flames. At one point in time, I actually thought about putting little boosters on this, and immediately I was like, oh, okay, well, if I put boosters on it, it's gonna create more of a problem. There's now 540 units, but we're also using more of it, so this could be pretty interesting as it is. Because with this, I mean, we have all the fuel, and it's going to immediately right there. We immediately have all the fuel that we are wanting, and we're able to get a pretty good start already. We're right behind the gun. I mean, quite literally, we are just below 45 degrees, and we're coming back up because of gravitational push and pull. I don't know if that actually sounds correct, but it's correct for me. And we're actually doing pretty good. We will actually make it. I think we've already hit, distance-wise, I think we've already hit the same spot that we were at before when we ran out of fuel. Yeah, we've already hit the same spot that we ran out of fuel at, so. Also, if you're viewing this, I'm viewing this. This right here tells me everything I need to know. Whatever this is doing is screwing up this. So usually I'm just paying attention to this. Watching the rocket, I'm like, okay, well, the rocket's got plenty of fuel. Time to start cutting back. Well, I have to look here, here, and I can't look at the rocket itself. Like, I can look here and here, and it'll tell me what all I need. But for right now, it's good. Alright, so we're at the point of which I may be able to get a damn thing to go right. Which this is actually pretty cool. It says that we're going north, but we're not technically going north. Because north would be this way. And instead we're going this way. So eventually I'll have to correct that. Or they'll have to correct that, I guess. I mean, right now we are perfectly alright. We could land just about anywhere we wanted to. So. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm actually trying to correct us so that we actually go north. We are actually slightly off course anyways because I screwed us over with that little move. But because of the amount of fuel that we have on, we're gaining height and distance. So we will essentially land where we're supposed to be landing. With 70 liters of fuel and a pretty good height distance because we're actually gaining spot. Right now we could technically, and we're at the perfect location too, so this will work. And once we run out of fuel, we run out of fuel. There will be no more fuel. There is actually a mod where I can actually send out probes to look for more fuel as an alternative source of fuel. But see right here, because I'm in low altitude, the moment I run out of fuel, it starts shrinking. So if you haven't seen, Enter Elysium, or anyone else for that matter, I would highly advise getting them. Oh. Oh my goodness. That was a close one. Okay. G. Engage the legs, which are slightly off, I think. No, I'm just looking at it wrong. Okay. Boop, boop. Trying to do this really sucks because the pull is actually causing it to do something else entirely. So we'll just put it right here. And again, this is actually creating drag for us. So essentially what we're hoping to do is land. But I've already engaged the chute. So if I disengage the chute now, we'll lose just about everything that we have. So it actually gets pretty interesting. We have a crap ton of power. We've already done just about everything that we've done before. So pretty much we're at the same place that we were before. Without a rocket, however, we cannot replenish the electricity that we have. Now, I've had a few people tell me that I need to add more fuel to the tanks and stuff. But that only works so long as you have enough fuel to work it. Now, I can always hack gravity and just go there on a rocket and infinite fuel, but I don't want to do that. That's how I got over to the west, because I couldn't do that without an actual plane, and because I'm needing the experience that I'm needing now, I can't afford a plane. I mean, quite literally, I have tried. What the heck? Oh, there we go. Boop. And perfect. Now, traditionally, it is going to slowly pick up speed and everything else, and the chute is in the right place, so I mean, we're not having to worry about that or anything. But it looks so pretty. I mean, just the way it is right now, it looks just so pretty. I know most people are going to be like, you're a guy, and you just said those words. My stepfather hates those words. So, but this is going to be one of the potential episodes that I make repeatedly. That way everybody can catch it and see what it's all about. According to the map, I'm actually not supposed to land in any water. So, we won't lose Jebediah Kerman. He'll just be on a new location. The other Jeb, however, the one that's leader of the Shadow of Corporation, is pretty much the way it's supposed to be. He's pretty much where he needs to be, and he gave us a lot of science, which I believe was in episode 2, part 2. No, it's not episode, it's part 2. Kerbal Space Program part 2, and he gave us more science than we could have ever have asked for. And when he finally gave up the quote-unquote chase, we went to go recover our vessel and him, and he was not there. So 3 weeks before Jebediah went under, it was, I say he goes under because we had evidence a while back of Jebediah himself saying that there was an underwater base there, and when we sent him to investigate, he came back saying that he had lied, he's sorry, and all this other stuff, and that's how he became who he is now. Well, it turns out that he may not have lied. We do believe that there is an underwater base over there on that island that he went to. We call it Jeb's Island. And, yeah. So, hopefully with a little bit of luck, we won't end up losing Jeb. He is being, as soon as we catch him, that is, he'll be brought up on charges and most likely will be found guilty. But with any luck, he will he'll go willingly. So we may very well end up having to do a Kerbal War just because of this. So that looks so freaky though. So this is the almost complete landing of the polar lander. So I know that the best time to actually launch anything is during the daytime. First thing that you want to get is you want to get wings. That way you can detect, or not really detect, but you decide where you're wanting it to go, and it'll go immediately, almost entirely on its own. And because of the way that we're going in, I don't no longer have to have SAS on. It can just be free float, which is how I think most of the videos have been so far. I think we've had like two, 3 launches maybe. But yeah, and I think it's been like 30 minutes or so. So as soon as this lands, we will be in the clear. So, which unfortunately I may have to stop the video beforehand, and it doesn't look like we're gonna get hit with any tornadoes, knock on wood. But old saying, to those of you who don't know, that is an extremely old saying. And yeah, with any luck, we won't have to perish tonight. Also, hopefully, we'll be able to unlock multi-pilot ships like well, I know of a few because I've played this before, and probably most of my viewers who are viewing this have seen it as well. And of course, the parachute just launched off, and we dropped from 100 and something to 704 or 7.4. I'm sorry, 7.4 meters per second, which means that we slow it, but we're decreasing in height at a pretty good rate. So, and of course, as you go further north, everything is higher above the water. I've noticed that. Well, actually, technically, it's the other way around. The equator is the highest point on Earth in relationship to water. So, and a lot of people don't understand how. Well, at the equator, there is an extreme amount of heat because all year round it's getting constant heat. The sun hits it directly, both in the wintertime and in the summertime. No matter where you are, the equator will be hit with sunlight. So they get a whole bunch of heat there. And so the water levels drop in that one spot because they evaporate almost continuously. Actually, they do evaporate continuously. So, and this is actually turning out to be kind of like Scott Manley's videos, where he's telling you information about what's actually going on and also showing you and all this other stuff. But me, I'm not that smart. I can't show you that stuff. So, which one of these is the door? Right here it is. Okay. Now, with any luck, these legs won't break off. If they do, that's fine. We're about 600 meters, roughly, above the ground. And usually I can tell if we're close to the ground or not. Because when I do this, it'll just like all of a sudden there'll be a brown line right about where my mouse is. And it'll just like go poof. And boom. It won't let me go down no further. Okay. So with some luck, okay. Apparently we broke this. So yeah, okay. Now because of the way that this landed, I'm seeing this now. I may not be able to EVA. Okay, so I'm able to EVA, which works out perfectly. Let go. Boom. Okay. Perfect. A perfect landing. Oh wait. Repack the chute. There we go. Now we are ready for launch part 2. Okay. So we're gonna go right about here. And Jeb may actually end up staying out here. Which I don't think that he'll like, but I mean, it's always a possibility. Of course, the suit wasn't necessary for this, and this is from the grassland. Yep, looks like dirt. Duh. Kind of reminds me of Markiplier when he was playing, I can't remember what game it was, but he was asking if anybody had seen some dirt. You know, it's about yay high. Looks like dirt. It's called Earth if you've ever heard of it, but yeah, he's pretty funny. So, and this is our flag. It's a flag of the universe because I don't know how to put other flags in, or other items in there. Otherwise, I'd probably have this right back here as the flag. So this is failed polar with 2 L's lander. Oh wait, no, that ain't even how you spell lander. Not lane. Lander. Okay, there we go. Jeb have failed. Not fails. Failed at this launch. Okay. There we go. Yeah, Jeb is extremely sorry. And so I'll have to talk to the president and giving him a pardon. So he may very well end up getting right back where he left off. So we'll have to find out that in the next video. So boop boop. There we go. And crew report, and we're gonna send that off. So, I mean, we have more than enough science, or not really enough science, but we have more than enough data that we could potentially just launch off all of our data, transmit data. And that right there is immediately going to start our transmission. So hopefully with some luck we'll be able to actually do what we need to do anyhow. So yeah. Alright then. I hope to see all of you in the next video, and good luck and good night.